Hello and welcome back once again to product placement. So in my catching up video, whichever one that was, I don't remember, I had mentioned that over the holiday season there was a new flavor of Sprite that I ended up missing out on. However, this past holiday season they brought it back, but I ended up missing it again. I intended to buy it, but like I said, money has just been kind of tight for me lately. So I was like, I'll get around to it, I'll get around to it, I'll get around to it, ended up missing it. And then over the past few months, I've been seeing another new Sprite product, so I was going to grab that to try it, but then I read the label and realized it was one I already tried, which was Sprite Lemonade, which I believe was the last Sprite product I tried on this channel. But it has been re-released for anyone who missed it. It's the green label with the yellow lettering. That's the lemonade. And I say lemonade because for some reason they spell it with a Y instead of an E in lemon. So that one was out. Then I started to see two additional ones, but every time I had some money to go back and get them, they were never at the store where I originally saw them at. So I've been hunting them down, hunting them down, hunting them down, and I thought I had just ended up missing those two as well. But I was at the store the other day grabbing a couple things for dinner, and I saw one of them back in stock, along with another possibly new flavor. I gotta do some research into that. So I said, well, I don't really have the money for it, but if I come back here in a week or so, it's gonna be gone, so let me just go ahead and get it now, and I'll just deal with the money shortage another way. So I grabbed that one, and then I was doing some research online to see if the other one that I saw was still available, and according to their website it is, but the other flavor that I saw along with this one that I thought was an old flavor ended up being a new flavor, so you may see two more if I can find them. I know where one of them is. If I go back to the store and it's still there, hopefully I'll be able to get that one. And then, according to their website, the other one should be at my local Circle K, but last time I was in there, they didn't have it, so I'll have to stop in there again and see if they got it back in stock before I end up missing it. So today's item is one of the two flavors I saw out of the three new ones in addition to lemonade, and that is Sprite Chill. So what is Sprite Chill? It says it is a cherry lime flavored Sprite, which Sprite is already lemon lime flavored, so are they just subtracting the lemon to this and it's just a lime and cherry flavored Sprite, or is it still the lemon lime flavor with cherry flavoring, which would then just make it a cherry Sprite, which cherry Sprite is actually one of the new flavors that I saw recently. It has a red label, and when I saw it I was like, well, they've had cherry Sprite for a long time, so that's why I was kind of wondering if this was the same thing or if it has a slight difference. But then as I'm doing my research online, turns out they have not had cherry Sprite that long. It says it was only ever available through the freestyle machines, but now it's in a bottle form. So you'll be seeing that one in the future, as long as when I go back to where I got this, it's still sitting there where it was. In addition to this one, the other one I was originally seeing was in an orange label, and that one I looked up, and that is called Tropical Mix, which, if anyone remembers Sprite Remix that they did a few years ago, it's basically that in a new packaging, I guess, from what I was reading on their website. Supposedly that's the one that I can get at Circle K. So like I said, I go past at least 2 to 3 Circle Ks when I go to work, so I'll have to stop at each one of them and see if I can find it somewhere. If not, then you won't see that one. But hopefully the cherry Sprite is still in stock, and I'll be able to get that one next and see if how it compares to this one, if they're both taste the same, if this is just cherry Sprite or not. But it says it's cherry lime flavored, and according to their website, it is the coldest Sprite ever, which is why it's called Chill. So according to the label here, it says lemon lime and cherry lime flavoring. What the hell is a cherry lime? Is a cherry lime different than a lime? I'll have to Google that, and I'll put some text on the screen right now that says if a cherry lime is something that I'm not aware of. So this will have the normal Sprite lemon lime flavor with a touch of cherry or cherry lime, whatever a cherry lime is. So anyway, that's enough rambling. Let's crack it open and see what we think of it. Got the lid off. Let's give it the smell test. That's a very hard scent to distinguish. Like, I get a very faint hint of cherry, but there's something else in there that I can't quite place. It could just be the way the cherry is mixing with the lemon lime, but it almost has kind of a minty smell to it. Like a, not a peppermint, but more of a spearmint kind of scent. I do get a little hint of lime, heavier than what would normally be in a Sprite. Yeah, that's a scent that I've smelled before. I just can't quite place it. I almost want to say it smells like a pine tree air freshener for your car, but it's not pine scent. That's not what I'm getting. It's just like, for some reason, it triggers that in my memory. Yeah, it smells like a Sprite, but there's something else in there with it. A very faint hint of cherry, a little bit of extra kick of lime, but there's something else in there. And since it is called Chill, it may be mint. I don't know. Is cherry lime a form of mint that I'm not aware of? I don't know. I'd have to look it up. Like I said, there'll be some information on the screen once I figure it out. Alright, so that's our smell test. Now let's give it the taste test and see if it just tastes like a cherry Sprite or if there's more to it than that. Cheers. In all honesty, it just tastes like a Sprite. I'm not getting any of the cherry, maybe like a tiny bit, like at the very back of my palate. Now that it's kind of had a minute to settle, I kind of get like a little bit of a bubblegummy kind of flavor, which could be the cherry. I get a slight taste of the lime at the very back of my tongue, but it's almost like a prickle, kind of like what I would normally get from like the cinnamon or what I got in, what was the last one I did, the spiced Coca-Cola. But it's not a heavy prickle. It's just like there's something a little tart or soury in this, but it's not enough to notice. It's very well balanced. It's very sweet. Is it the coldest or chillest Sprite ever? It's hard to tell. I did just take this out of the refrigerator, so it is cold. Is it colder than any other Sprite? Not really, but as I'm breathing in, I am kind of getting that freshness in my mouth like you would if you're chewing gum or you eat a mint and then you take a deep breath in and you kind of get that cool breath going through your mouth. I am getting a little bit of that. It's like lingering around my palate. So yeah, it's not a mint, but it's something in that vein. It's definitely something lingering. I'll definitely have to look up if a cherry lime is something other than a cherry or a lime. I'm not getting much of cherry out of this at all. Like I said, it's very faint aftertaste. I get that little bit of bubblegumminess, but overall, when I drink it, I'm not getting cherry from it at all. Yeah, just a little bit of a tanginess from the lime, but I don't know if that's more than any other Sprite I've ever had. Maybe just a touch more, but not enough to really offset the flavor that much. So, what do I think of Sprite Chill? Tastes just like a Sprite. If you like regular Sprite, you'll probably like this one. There ain't a whole lot difference to it, at least not for me. Would I buy it again? Sure, if I'm reaching into the Sprite cooler and they're all out of like regular Sprite or something, this is in there, yeah, it's close enough, I'll grab it. Would I buy it in a 2-liter or a case? Yeah, if they're like having a sale where like the 12 packs were like buy 2 get 1 free or whatever they normally do, and I'd probably grab like a regular Sprite, grab one of these, and then whatever else, like a Coke product, because it's usually the Coke products that are on sale, because Sprite is a subsidiary of Coke. So yeah, I would buy it in a case. Would I buy it over regular Sprite? Maybe. It doesn't give me... See, the one thing with Sprite is it's refreshing, but it's also one of those sodas, because it's a citrus soda, you get a little bit of a dry mouth afterwards. And this isn't giving me the dry mouth that I remember from regular Sprite. I almost wish I had a regular Sprite to kind of compare it to, but I don't, so I'm just kind of going off memory here. I always remember Sprite giving me a little bit of that tartness at the end, like, oh yeah, that was refreshing, but now my mouth's dry, I want something else to drink, and that's usually when I'll grab a water or something else. But all sodas kind of do that because they're carbonated, they got sugar in them. I mean, it's just designed to make you want to drink more, right? But this one doesn't seem to give me the dry mouth. At least not as bad as what a regular Sprite does, at least from my memory. So yeah, this one gets a thumbs up for me. Not really sure what else I want to say about it. Somehow this video just turned into 13 minutes and I don't understand how, because I'm trying to keep these relatively short. But yeah, that's my take on Sprite Chill. If I can find the tropical mix one, you'll probably see that one next. If not, the next one you see might be cherry, but I do got a couple other things that'll come up probably before that one, because I'm not sure when I'm going to get back down to the store to get it. So that's going to be it for this episode. Again, as always, thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Links should be down in the description. Ring the bell wherever it is. Make sure you get notifications every time I post new content. And until next time, cheers.